Today's video, the topic is about what made me start gardening. What almost made me end my gardening? Or what actually stopped me from gardening and then almost stopped me from doing it permanently? Why it's so important to me to do these videos on Instagram, YouTube, and Google Plus? And what will be the future of my garden? That's all the topics we're going to be talking about today with you guys, so you guys can have an understanding who I am. So let's get started. Well, what made me start gardening? When I was a child, I was raised, with my parents, and my father loved gardening, but he really didn't have the time. His job took a lot of his time, so it wouldn't allow him to grow his own little garden. Leaves at 5 in the morning, comes back at 8 o'clock at night. So, barely. And then his days off, he spent it in church. Me, I was a weird kid in my family because I was the only one who likes to garden. I'm the only one who likes animals in my family. So what made me garden? What made me fall in love with gardening? Well, my mom's side of the family, my grandparents had a farm, and they had a nice sized farm, chickens and fruits and vegetables and sugar canes, and they had a big piece of land. And every time we go to Puerto Rico, I enjoyed helping my grandfather feed the chickens, get the eggs, cut the sugar canes, grab the fruits, and the vegetables, watch my grandmother speak to her plants and sing to her flowers, because she said that it makes them beautiful. So all that engaged me to want to learn more about gardening or do gardening. And when time passed, I had a chance to. It was a small place. We had a pool that in New Jersey that broke. My dad took out the middle part, the lining part, and I grew my plants there. The weird thing is, I didn't know nothing about gardening. Yeah, I seen my grandparents' house and saw them grab fruits and everything, but I wasn't there long enough to understand what the things he was doing. See, he used to compost and I didn't even know about it. But since, we did have a language barrier between me and my grandfather, unfortunately, because I didn't know Spanish. My father and mother never wanted to teach me Spanish because they felt that I would get confused growing up and learning both languages. And now I can speak both and understand and everything, but when I was a child I didn't. So it was hard to communicate with my grandfather, and I guess this is why he didn't really teach me much about composting. I do remember the piles that he had there where he used to take the waste and throws in those piles. So now that I'm grown and I know about it, I know that he was teaching me, or he was doing his composting. The only thing I saw him do is throw compost on his thing, and that's it. So that, I believe, inspired me to, when I went into that pool, in the middle of the pool, and I shoveled the soil around, made little humps like the farms, and the piles, and I put the plants in the center. I grew some cucumbers, tomatoes, beans, you name it, I grew it, and it grew, and that's what it really amazed me. But times fall. My grandfather passed away. Then a year later, my grandmother, my father, when they moved to Florida. Yeah, to Florida it was. So when I came to Florida, things changed. It was hot for me. I wasn't used to the temperatures here. Florida, you know, goes up to 80, 90 degrees with humidity of whatever. It feels like 130 degrees in here. Where I'm used to New Jersey, where it hit 80 degrees, that was summer for us. At 90s was extreme. It only happened maybe 2 days out of the whole year. So no, it gets hot here, and I wasn't used to it. So I started gardening. Then I ended up going to school and got married, had beautiful children. And yes, Joseph, I'm proud to have you. It's my son who's recording. I'm so happy to hear that. And that's pretty much it. Comes to what made me start gardening was my grandparents. The love that they had for gardening. That one made me excited to garden. Now, what stopped me? The situation that came to move to Florida. It was too hot for me. I wasn't used to it. Got busy in school, got married. But when we had our patio, we had an apartment at first that didn't have a patio. Then we got into the last one that you see recordings in the past that does have a patio. And I decided, oh, you know what? I want to garden again. But this caused me almost to completely forget about gardening. It almost stopped me for good. Because I started listening to these videos of people, and I'm not giving out names, saying you have to have this, you have to have this, you have to have that to garden. And I'm like, wow, you need all that to just grow a crop? A couple plants in a pot or in a raised bed? It made me wonder, well, I don't make that. That sounds a lot of money, a lot to me. So I backed off. And brings me to a point where I almost completely stopped gardening. Until one day I decided, you know what, I'm not gonna let anyone tell me how to garden, because you know what? I garden in New Jersey, fruits and vegetables. They grew, and I didn't have none of that stuff that they talked about. And they still grew, and I still ate, and it was still delicious. So I decided to garden in that small patio. Those who saw my video saw I planted in a patio. I overdid it. I agree, I did. But I love gardening, and I fell in love with it again. And I'm composting. I have my worm compost first, and then I was doing my compost, and then we moved here. The importance, why it's important to me to show these videos, make these videos to show people what I'm doing, is to show you guys that you don't need everything that they say you need. It's not true. You can grow things with just compost by itself. That's all you need. It's compost. Dirt, and put them together, mix it up together, and there you go. Every single one of you I seen comments. Oh, they look nice, they look beautiful, they look this, they look that. Well, guess what? It's just compost and water. Ain't no fancy bowl meal or rock dust or whatever ingredients is out there. Mine specifically is dirt and water, and I wanted to do this video so badly because I can imagine how I was discouraged, because at that time I seen these videos, I was only making about $30,000 a year. Joseph, stop moving the camera, I can see you. Okay? Sorry about that interruption. So, I made $33,000 a year. Wasn't enough to me. I didn't feel it was enough with all the stuff that we needed and all the bills I have, children, and the responsibility of putting my children in sports and their education, I didn't think that I can do rock dust and all this. And when I started looking at the prices, it was like overwhelmed. It almost discouraged me from rowing. The point of my whole conversation right now is that the point I'm doing it and putting it in Instagram and YouTube and Google Plus is for people to see, those who felt the same way I felt, that you don't need all those fancy stuff. You can start out this way, and when you can buy one bag at a time or one thing at a time, then you do it. And then you'll be able to put it in your soul. I'm not saying either that none of those other products that they talk about is not worth having. It does. It helps your soil get better. It helps your soil be richer. It helps your plants to get all the nutrients more. But if you don't have it, it's not a big deal either. Don't allow people to tell you you can't do it because you need this and this and this. No, you can do it without those products and just introduce it later on, a little bit by little. That is what I'm trying to teach in Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Google Plus. Facebook, I don't have anything Facebook, so I'm sorry for that one. But yes, that's why I do my recordings in these sites, social media sites. Now, the future of what I want to do is put raised beds here to grow more vegetables, more things to eat, a garden, and that's my goal for next year. Am I going to put all my raised beds next year? No, most likely not going to happen. I may do one bed at a time. Not because I can't afford it, but I wanted to show people out there in this world who's watching these videos that you can do it one at a time and no rush. We're not saying that you get a garden is going to take away your bill of your groceries. It's not going to happen. To me, this is a hobby. This is something I love to do. But you know what? It helps me in a certain way. Because, for instance, when I had my turmeric and I harvested last year my turmeric, that entire month, no, it was actually 2 months, I didn't have to buy turmeric. That was 2 months. That saved me my pocket money in that side right there. You can live off what you have if you have a bigger land like a farm. But when you have a place like this, you can't live off of it. But it's something you could do to get you something better. Eat something that's fresh. Because I'm going to be honest with you, the difference between the turmeric I eat here and the one I buy, mine's much more fresher. And I encourage you guys to keep watching my videos. It's going to get better. I promise you. I just need to take things one at a time. It's to show those who are out there who can't, they feel they can't make it. They can't do it because financially they're tight. And they're being discouraged watching these people in these videos saying, you have to have this. No, you don't. Watch my video and I promise you I'll show you how to do things correctly. This is Brian Sarah Garden. Have a great and wonderful day.